Hi guys, so in this part I am going to tell you what are the three different techniques of integration, and we'll start with the first technique of integration, that is integration by substitution. Now all those formulas that I have told you in the previous video, I hope that you remember all those formulas because we are going to use all of them rigorously in our next parts. Now the important thing is that integration by substitution is the most important technique that we use. Each and everywhere you do substitution only. No matter the two more things that I'm going to tell you, the two more methods, in those methods as well we are going to use integration by substitution. So remember, it's very important, and you may feel that whatever sir is telling is actually involves very huge thinking, but it's not. If you practice, then you will get the thinking as well. So let's begin. So let's start with techniques of integration. Now what happens here in techniques of integration is that now there are a lot of functions whose derivative is not a well-known function. Okay, so suppose that if I give you a function to integrate, we don't know its derivative, that what is its derivative, which function to differentiate in order to get the function inside integral. So what do we do is that there are various methods which are involved here, and those are called as techniques of integration. So basically there are three major techniques of integration, and all that we are doing is again just a manipulation of a somewhat different kind. You will see that yeah, it's viable, it's logical, but all those are just techniques. We are not going straight, but we are going other way around. So let's see that what are those techniques of integration. The first technique is integration by substitution or by change of variable. This is the most important method. Now integration by substitution, that clearly says that we are going to substitute something as something else. Okay, we are going to substitute it. Or by change of independent variable. The independent variable is x. We are going to change it to some other variable. I'll tell you how we are going to do this. Next thing is integration by parts. Just like that we have studied the differentiation of two functions, function 1 and function 2. Here also the condition is integration by parts. We take two functions as a product and then we apply a technique. So integration by parts is also one of the techniques. Third is integration by partial fractions. It's very easy, you know partial fractions. So I hope that each and every one of you understands and will be able to solve the partial fractions. Let's start with the first technique, that is integration by substitution. Suppose that you have any function g's differentiation inside integral. Okay, for example, let's say that I have let's say cos x. Okay, dot d. Cos x is differentiation of sin x, as you already know. What we are going to do is that I am going to put g of x as t. I am going to substitute gx as t. What will happen is that if I differentiate both sides, I am going to get g dash x is equals to dt. And if I am differentiating, then there has to be a dx here. It's dt by dx because I am differentiating with respect to x. That means dt becomes g dash x dot dx. If I do this if I substitute this here, g dash x as dt, that means my integral has now transformed from a variable x to t. Integration of dt is similarly t plus c. Integration of a constant is a variable, because differentiation of a variable is a constant, variable of first order. Now we need to do the back substitution. T was not our original variable, so we need to, if you have assumed something, then you are going to eliminate it as well. So if I have assumed a variable t, then I am going to eliminate by back substitution. So what was t? T was actually gx. So gx plus c. And that is in accordance with the differentiable rule as well. If gx differentiation is g dash, then g dash x integration will be gx. So that's how it works. Let's take one more thing. Let's say f of g of x into g dash x. Now this is a composite function. So again, what I'm going to do, if you carefully look, the major and the most important thing in this is the most important method that I've already told you. In this method, the important thing to note down is that whosoever's function's differential is available, put that as t. What I am saying that gx the differential of gx is available. So put gx as t. If I put gx as t, if I differentiate both sides, g dash x dot dx is dt. Okay, I have written directly. Now what I am going to write, this integral now transforms into integral of f of t dot dt. Now if you know the integral of ft, you can directly do it. So that is how we are doing. Let's analyze it. Let's move further and let's take some examples. So we define a term called loving integral. Now what is this loving integral? We know that, let's suppose that the function fx integral is gx. Okay, for example, integration of cos x dot dx is sin x plus c. But what will happen if I give you integral of cos of 3x, or let's say 3x plus 5? Now what are you going to do? How are you going to play with x? Because these are the direct formulas. This is encountered by the loving integrals. Then the loving integral says that if integral of f of x is gx, then integral of f of ax plus b is given by g of ax plus b by a. How this happens? Again, what we are going to do is that I am going to substitute. We love linear equations. We love linear. So that is what's called as loving integral. If there is a linear inside a function, then there is no problem. I can integrate it. Suppose that this function f is maybe sine or cos. What I am going to do is that I am going to put ax plus b as t. What will happen? If I differentiate whole sides, a dot dx will be dt. Now do the back substitution. What is the value of dx? The value of dx is dt by a. That means integral of f of ax plus b is t, dx is dt by a. Integral of f of x is known. Integral of f is g. So that means this function will become g of t. T is actually ax plus b and divided by a, which is here. So divided by a plus c. So that is how I was able to write here. Obviously the constant of differentiation will be different from this one. Okay, but that is why these integrals are called as loving integrals. Because if there is a linear inside a function, I don't have any problem. I can integrate it very easily. Let's move to the next part that has some examples. Similarly, what I did here, let's say I put cot of 2x plus 3, I want its integral. Here there is a substitution as well as a simplification. Cot is a function whose integral we don't know. Okay, whose integral we haven't studied in our previous slides. So what I am going to do is that I am going to write cos in terms of sine and cos. So cos x divided by sine x. Now if I put cos x as t, then if I put sin x as t, or sine of 2x plus 3 as t, then what will happen? What is differentiation of sin x? Differentiation of sin x, cos of 2x plus 3 dot 2 dot dx is dt. So that means if I remove this 2 from here and if I put it 2, that means this dt is available. So what I am going to write? I am going to write integral of dt divided by twice of t. dt by t is ln t. So ln mod t, what is t? T is sine of 2x plus 3 and then divided by 2. So that is how you actually first simplified it, then you substituted, and that's how we reached the answer. Let's take one more. Again, sin x. What I can write sin x? I can write sin x as 10x. I can write 10x as sin x upon cos x. I have deliberately introduced a minus sign. Why? Because I am going to put cos x as t. If I put cos x as t, d by dx of cos x is minus sin x. So that is why minus sin x dx is available, which is here, minus sin x dx. That is why I multiplied with two minus signs. So again, integral of dx dt by t will be ln cos x, but there is a minus sign. So what I can write? I can write ln cos inverse, that is cos x to the power minus 1 x, that is ln sec x. Remember, whatever is inside the mod, it has to be positive, so that's why there is a law. So this is substitution as well as simplification. Let's take some next example. The next example is again how to integrate sec x. In order to integrate sec x, what I have done is that to this sec x, I have multiplied with sec x plus tan x and I have divided by sec x plus tan x. Why I have done it is because if now I put sec x plus tan x as t, then look what happens. D by dx of sec x is sec x into tan x. D by dx of tan x is sec square x dot dx whole is equal to dt. If I take one sec x common, then sec x tan x plus sec x. Look, I smartly placed t by dividing and multiplication such that dt is available. So now instead of integrate sec x, we are going to integrate 1 upon t, that is again ln of sec x plus tan x. So remember that integration of sec x is log of sec x plus tan x, or if you divide it, then it will become log pi, half angle formula. Okay, because what you can do, you can write sec s pi by 2 minus things and then integration. Next part again goes with this, like the same, cosec x I have multiplied with cot x minus cosec x, and I am going to substitute this thing as t. So if cot x minus cosec x is t, then what is d by dx of cot x? D by dx of cot x is minus cosec square x. What is d by dx of cosec x? Minus cosec x multiplied by cot x is equals to dt, and there is a or dt by dx. So you can see that if I take d by dx of cosec x is minus, so this minus 1 will become plus. If I take a minus sign common and cosec x common, you can see that the differential is available in the numerator. Okay, so this is how simplification and substitution. Now it's highly unlikely that any one of the student who is integrating sec x for the first time will do a thing like this. So that is I am saying that you need to have each and every question practiced at least once. So let's move to a checkpoint. Let's check our concepts. We need to integrate this. So if you need to integrate this, then let's see how we can do it. There is an outside this 2x square plus 1. That means the differential is available. How the differential is available? If I put 2x cube plus 3x as t, then look what happens. 6x square plus 3 dx is dt. That means if I take 3 common, 2x square plus 1 dot dx is equals to dt. That means this, now I can do the substitution. So this thing and this thing is actually dt by 3. So what I am going to write, my integral now transforms into sine square t, okay, into dt n by 3. Now because 3 is a constant, I can take it out. So 1 upon 3, I am going to write sine square x, sine square t by using the half angle formula. Okay, so what I am going to write, I am going to write it as 1 minus, it will become cos 2t by 2. How? What I can do, I can write cos 2t as cos 2x is 1 minus 2 sine square x. So 1 and 1 will cancel out and there will be 2 sine square x positive. So 2 and 2 will cancel out. Integral, that is integral, okay, into dt by 3. Sorry, the 3 is outside already. Now I can take this 2 outside as well. So 1 upon 6, I can use the distributive property, that is integral of dt minus integral of cos 2t dot dt. So what is this? 1 upon 6 integral of dt is t plus c1, and then integration of cos x. Differentiation of sine is cos, so integral of cos will be sine. That means minus sine. Now because there is 2t, so you need to divide by 2. Again that Levy integral property, and that's it, plus another constant c2. T is not my variable is x. So what I am going to write? I am going to write it as my final answer is 1 upon 6 t, which is 2x cube plus 3x minus sine of twice of 2x cube plus 3x, and then there is one more constant, that is a universal constant, let's say c. So this is how you need to hunt for the differential. See, is the differential available or not? In many of the places, if differential is not available, we need to form the differential, just like we did in the last case, just like we did here. The differential was not there, so we formed a differential. But differential was there, which was here. So it's quite easy for us. Wherever differential is not easier, you need to think 2 steps ahead. That what should I multiply and divide with, and then what should I put t so that I make the differential. Let's move to again next question. Next question is very easy. I know that if I put straight away ln x as t, so 1 upon, if I differentiate, so 1 upon x dx dt is available. That's this. So what I'm going to do, integral of sin t into dt. Integration of sin x is minus cos x, okay, plus constant. Why? Because d by dx of cos x is minus sin x, so minus minus will make it plus. Now back substitution, minus cos ln x plus c. That's your final answer. Simple. Let's take one more question. This question says that tan inverse x to the power 4 into x cube divided by 1 plus x to the power 8. Now again, if you see this question, you will see that there are a lot of terms and then there are tan inverse involves as well. So this may be a non-solvable question. But no. Integration also tests your patience. How well you can try. How is your capability. How many ways you can think. Never say the attitude. This will test. Because you may need to think a minute or two over the question that what should be my first step. Again, I know it directly because I have seen various questions. So I know that I have to put tan inverse x to the power 4 as t, and this whole is the differential. Look how. If I put tan inverse x to the power 4 as t, if I differentiate, so d by dx of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. So 1 upon 1 plus x square. So x is x to the power 4 square. Now differentiation of x4 is 4 into x cube dot dx is dt. That means x cube into dx divided by 1 plus x to the power 8 is actually dt by 4. That's it. As I said, this is the differential. Integral now transforms into tan inverse. So I have put tan inverse x as t. That means it's says that t into dt by 4. So that means 1 upon 4. Integral of t is t square by 2 plus a constant. So that is t square by 8. And then c by 4 is again, let's say, a new constant c dash. Do the back substitution. T is actually tan inverse x to the power 4. So tan inverse x to the power 4 divided by 8. We need to square it and then plus c dash. This is your answer. So always remember, hunt for the differential if you are thinking that you are going to solve it by substitution. Most of the questions are going to be solved by substitution. So you need to look out for this method. It's very important. So that was integration by substitution. Now there are various variations involved here as well. So in the next part, I am going to tell you some of the more variations and some of the important variations that we are going to study. That is the derived substitutions or indirect substitutions. Substitution doesn't end here. Substitution has many more variants which we'll study in the next part. I hope you have understood the basics of the substitution. So keep on watching for the next parts.